Week 2 is here now, and we're going to be talking about common stumbling blocks that prevent us from this transformation. And so I want to remind you that this is your commitment and your persistence that's going to help you change in the way that you're going to be able to double your success. I know that you enrolled in this for the reason to have greater success in some specific way in your life. Regardless of it being personal or professional, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are putting the work in and that you're actually doing this. And so this common stumbling block that I want to talk about right now is this common stumbling block of fear. And I'm going to talk about fear in 3 different ways, because fear is very commonly misunderstood because we are risking things on a regular basis and we're scared to move forward. And so this fear shows up in some different pain points of life. Now, the first one is fear of loss. Fear of loss, fear of process, and fear of outcome. Okay, so let's break this down. What is the fear of loss pain? Now, are you afraid of what you could lose? So, for example, let's say a job offer is offered to you and you turn it down because you're afraid of what you'd be losing with benefits or whatever it is, or incentives within the company. But you don't know what is going to be on the other side, and so you just put it off because you're comfortable and you know where you're at. It's a risk that you take, but you're fearful to lose that, and so it prevents you from moving forward. Why did you apply for the job if you didn't intend to take it? And so that's a life lesson that you have to learn, but it's really difficult in those situations if you haven't already made up your mind. So make up your mind early so you can move forward. By changing or advancing in your life, you will lose something important to you. That's what this is, that you could possibly lose something important to you by changing or transforming. And you're taking a risk with this course, because if you're trying to transform your life, you could run a risk of losing something because you've become something new. So yeah, I guarantee you're going to be better off because of it, but sometimes we just stop moving forward because of the fear of loss. The second one is fear of process pain. Does the process seem much too difficult? Okay, the mere act of the process of changing will be too hard for you. I see this on a regular basis, that people just don't move forward. I see young men and young women all around me that are teenagers that don't get a job because they're afraid of the process of learning how to get a job or get their license, because they're afraid of the process of driving. They don't know what they don't know. And so they just don't do it at all. And it's not fair to themselves, and it's not fair to their future, because they're putting themselves on the back burner. Don't do that to yourself. If you have fear of process pain, if you're just afraid of it being too hard to do the change, then work on that mindset. Work on more optimism in your life. Look at the bright side of things. What could I gain from this? Or what am I gaining from this as you're in the process? That will help you keep the right mindset to continue to progress. And the third one is the fear of outcome pain. Do you live in a when I or if frame of mind? Okay, so when I get this, or if I had $1 million, I'd be happy. All the effort you put into changing may not lead to a better outcome in your life. That the grass might be greener. So what that means is you're afraid that all the efforts that you put into it are for nothing. And you're just afraid of what that could look like, that you work so hard and then nothing comes from it. I understand that, again, we're coming back to the risk statement here. I understand that you could be afraid of that you may work your tail off and never get that promotion. But guess what? You're going to be a better person because you worked your tail off. You will probably double your success with income or connections because of that as well. You can do this. You can move forward. You can move forward with the right mindset to be successful in your life. So the 3 stumbling blocks of fear are fear of loss, fear of process, and the fear of outcome. And I've attached a worksheet for you to go through to identify the fears that you have in your life so that you can move forward past those fears and be more intentional and more present in the moment. So complete that worksheet and you're going to gain a lot of traction in the mindset that you have. You're also going to be able to eliminate some of those fears that you already have, and you'll recognize them and be able to connect better with the most important people in your life. So this was a lesson on one of the common stumbling blocks, which is fear. And again, I can't reiterate enough to make sure you do the work in this course, because that is where the transformation is going to come from. And I guarantee you, if you do the work and you focus, you will have doubled success.